Hi guys, welcome back to Sharman's Kitchen. A pleasant good evening to each and every one of you. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, I want to welcome you to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be sharing a beautiful recipe with you guys for cherry crumble. And this is the cherries that we went to the farm and picked by ourselves. And I'm going to show step by step how to make this delicious dessert. So if you want to see this, come on down and let's get started. So we're gonna start with washing the cherries in some vinegar water. I'm gonna drain the cherries and I'll show you the next step for our beautiful, delicious cherry crumble. So I have 5 cups of the dark cherry, and this is very sweet cherries. I finished washing the cherries, and the next step is to get the seed or the pit out of the cherries. So I'm using one of these metal straw. If you have like a firm, heavy plastic one, not the regular soft plastic, you can do this as well. And I find this was the easiest technique. So you push the bottom right up to the top like that, and out goes the seed. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you get the whole cherry out. So I did a few here, and it leave no mess, like your cherry is still whole. So I'm gonna continue. So this is the hardest part of making this cherry crumble, to get out all the seeds of 5 cups of cherries. But I'm gonna sit down, do the rest of it, and come back and show you how they look after. So now that we have all the cherry seeds out, I just cut a few into halves. I'm gonna show all the rest of the ingredients. Here I have 1 cup of brown sugar. You can also use white sugar. I have a lime that I'm gonna be using. You can use lemon for this recipe as well. And I have some vanilla essence. What I'm gonna do, I'll add my sugar in this bowl here. And I'm gonna add a tablespoon of Champion. This is custard powder, Champion custard powder. This comes from Guyana. It's a Guyana brand. I'm just gonna add it to the sugar so I can mix it in well. And that's just to give it a nice flavor and a nice texture. So it's all in here now. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start preparing the cherries on the stove to mix in the vanilla extract, the sugar, and the custard powder to make a nice jam consistency. So in the pan goes my cherries, and look how nice and juicy that cherry is. I'm gonna add in our sugar and custard powder here. And we're gonna give this a mix. We want those sugar crystals to melt. And I'm gonna add my vanilla extract as soon as this sugar is melted down a little. So now that the sugar is melting, I'm gonna be adding some ground cinnamon, just about a teaspoon. Nice flavor for this cherry filling. And then I'm gonna go in with the vanilla essence. And to give it a nice tardiness, because the cherries are sweet and we added some sugar, we want to add that lime juice or lemon if you have. I'm gonna use a strainer so that we don't get any seed in there. I don't see any seed in this lime, but I just want to be careful. And we're gonna squeeze the whole lime into the cherries, and this is gonna bring out a nice balance of flavor. So our cherry is done. I don't want to cook it more because we still have to put it in the oven. It's in its own natural juices. I'm going to prepare the top for the crumble. So I'm going to be using some organic quick oats for the topping. And here I have the portion that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be adding some cinnamon to that, a little bit more of brown sugar, some butter, and I'm going to break these walnuts, blend them up, and add it to our topping. So we're not only going to eat oatmeal on the topping, but we have some walnuts in there as well. I have to quickly break these walnuts and I'll come back and show you how I combine the topping together. So I just finished breaking the walnuts. I have 15 whole walnuts here, about a cup. I'm gonna put it into my blender now. So I'm just gonna roughly chop them because when we're eating this crumble, I like to feel the texture of the walnuts. So roughly chopped, and then I'm gonna mix it into my oatmeal. So now we're gonna add our butter. Just wanna make sure that I get everything out. I'm gonna add our sugar here and lots of cinnamon. I'm gonna leave all the measurement in the description below. And I'm gonna mix this in. And once I finish mixing in the butter into the oatmeal, then I'll add my walnuts that I just blended up. They have a nice texture. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just mixing the butter into the oatmeal along with the cinnamon and the sugar. Once everything is mixing, I'll show you what the texture looks like. So now, after mixing the butter with the organic oats, it looks like this. We're looking for a wet sand kind of texture. Now we're gonna add our nuts into the mixture. And this is gonna give that a very, very nice taste. I did it before. The topping is so delicious with the nuts. You can use any nuts of your choice, but I like to use walnut because they have that earthy kind of flavor and texture. So now it's time for us, a big chunk of walnut, that's fine. Now is the time for us to put together our crumble, my favorite part. I have all my ramekins ready. I have the cherry over here and I have my topping over here. My oven is preheating for 350 degrees, so I have a half a cup of measure. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put half a cup of the cherry liquid juice and cherry inside this ramekin here. Look at that. And I'm gonna make sure that I do half a cup of all before I add extra to them because I don't want to shorten any. I'm gonna fill these out and then I'll come right back and show you how they look. The next thing I'm gonna do, I will add that topping and we're just gonna sprinkle the oatmeal mixture on top like that. And we're gonna do that for all because this is so juicy. After I finish baking in the oven for a little, this oatmeal is gonna suck up a lot of the juices, and this is gonna be one healthy, delicious crumble. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah.
You like the apple version?
And this.
So I'm gonna continue to do this, and then we'll come right back and show you what they look like. We're balancing it off with the cherry and the liquid with the oatmeal on top. So when you're dipping in, you're not gonna have too much of the sweet part of it. You're gonna have this oatmeal on top to balance it. So I'm trying to do half a cup each so we can have the exact amount for all of them. So here they are. I'm gonna put them into my oven. The oven is ready. I always like to put it in another pan because it's easier to take out from the oven, or if there's any spill, it's gonna drop in the pan. So I'm gonna put these guys in and then I'll show you what they look like after they finish cooking for a little. So here I have the cherry crumble all done and ready to be eating. I have enough for everyone. I just have this as the display. So I'm gonna get ready to do my taste test and let you guys know how this tastes. So I'm gonna go in for the biggest one because I'm tasting for me and you guys. I wanna shout out to all my Campbellville fans, especially my fans from Ebenezer Full Gospel Church in Campbellville. Sister friends, if you're watching, thank you so much for your love and support. So let me dig in here now. And I want to go right into the bottom to get that cherry. I'm taking a drum roll. I want to upturn this part so you can see that rich cherry goodness on the bottom. So this is a nice big mouthful. To all my viewers and all my subscribers, this is your mouthful. I think it's going to be too big of a mouthful. And if Hannah, if you're watching, I know how much you love these cherries, so this is your mouthful. This is so good. I can't even explain to you guys how delicious this is after your dinner with a nice warm cup of spiced tea. So satisfying. I can taste pieces of cherries because I have whole cherries and half of cherries in there. And in the topping with the oatmeal, there is little bites of walnuts. So I'm gonna take my full bite now. Guys, so good. Like so rich and so flavorful. You don't even want to eat a big mouthful. You just want to take a tiny bite so it won't finish fast. So guys, I can't keep you guys until I finish the whole bowl. It's very nice outside. I'm gonna go sit outside with my cup of tea on my cherry crumble. Hope you guys like this recipe. Please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Until then, I want to say stay blessed, stay safe. Bye for now.